All right, welcome back, everybody, to another evening here with the Hustle Buddies, where we're always sharing tools, tips, and advice for sellers like you guys. All right, I'm excited about tonight. I wanted to kind of over the next couple days, as we are heading into our big sourcing camp event. You can see there's a QR code somewhere up there floating in the air if you're interested in that. But leading up to that event, I'm trying to show you guys a couple little sneak peeks, whether it's sourcing methods or maybe interesting tools that we'll be sort of bringing in and talking about during sourcing camp. And this is one of those tools where I kind of, I think I said in one of my posts, like it's like a new tool, a newer tool, and it's I think it's been around for a while. Maybe Quincy can correct me on that, but it's newer to me. We just started using it kind of late last year, and it's really we've really liked it. Every time I open it up, every time I'm kind of showing somebody or I have a student something like that who's asking me questions about this QikFinds tool, it's just like, man, this is such a simple concept, but it's so well done. And you guys will see what we're talking about here in a second. But I love that we're able to sort of do a lot of manual sourcing really, really fast with it. We're not like automating stuff. I'm not trying to use like a web scraper. I can very much do that manual sourcing that I've grown to know and love, but then we can sort of almost combine that and use it synergistically with some of our other tools, things like Nepeto, things like tactical arbitrage. So it works really well hand in hand. So we're bringing in the owner and founder here, Quincy. A super smart guy. I'm really, really pleased that we can have him here. If you guys have any questions while we're going along, feel free to let us know. If you're interested in sourcing camp, there's a QR code up there, or put a comment in chat. I'm here to help. We've got it. We'll be starting here in just about 10 days, so a little bit over a week. All right. Let's bring Quincy in. Hey, Quincy, how's it going, man?
Hey, pretty good. Just getting off my treadmill I was running because been doing the Amazon business sitting down for too long. I have to get up and get my muscle workout. So, hello everyone.
I get that. Yeah, I've thought about getting a standing desk so many times. I haven't done it yet, but I keep thinking like, man, I'm doing so much OA. I gotta do something to fix my posture because I'm like this all day.
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
Awesome. So yeah, so Quincy, can you? I kind of briefly told people you made this tool, QuickFinds, but can you sort of give us the short, like who, what, where, when, why for yourself?
Yeah, so actually, hello everyone. I prepare a slide
All
that
right.
including doing a brief intro of myself. And can I just go ahead and do the share
Here,
screen? And
yeah, I'll
see?
I'll
Okay.
I'll pull that up and I'll pull myself out, and you can just kind of take it away, man.
Oh, okay. All right. So let me see. Okay. All right. So can you guys all see this?
Perfect. Yep. Yeah, we've got your main screen right there in big and center, and then you're in kind of the bottom right corner.
All right. So guys, welcome, and I appreciate for the time you invest today to spend with me and Nate. And you can see there's a coffee latte. If you and I and Nate will sit down together in a coffee shop and we talk about Amazon, talk about OA sourcing, and here's what we're going to talk about today, right? So it's always an honor because the I understand the value of time. I always equate it to time equal to money, right? In the Amazon business, whatever activities that we do, actually there's a dollar sign attached to it. So that mindset put me in a situation I always be mindful, or at least try to be mindful of my time, how I'm going to use my time, how much time I spend in Facebook group community, and how much time I spend on listening to podcasts about Amazon's related topics. Those are all valuable. So today, I hope that by the time we finish today's live event, you take something nice away with you, right? So you become a better sourcer. Okay, in light of all the changes that's going on, which we're going to be talking about. But During our coffee hour talk, here's the outline, just to give you an idea, right? So I will do a quick intro about myself as well as the tool that Nick mentioned, the QuikFinds extension I created. And then we'll talk about what's going on lately in the Amazon space and why that has to do with how we're going to do a better sourcing online. And then I will switch gear to talk about, even before talking about how to use different tools, different services to find more product, find more inventory. There's probably there might be something that you need to know ahead of time. Maybe it will save you a lot of headaches, save you a lot of trouble. You might not need to go through learning all the different way of sourcing online. Doing this couple things will put you in the right framework that actually will save you time and save you from, I mean, save you a lot of stress too. Okay. So, and then I will be, at least half of the time, I'll be showing you how the quick find extension work, right? It's not very complicated. Actually, it's very simple, minimalistic, very direct. And so you don't need to take a course to learn how to use it. So basically, the goal will be showing you why using this little tool that amid all the changes in the Amazon space, how you can get the competitive edge by diversify better, easier, and then so that you'll be able to differentiate in terms of the finding the type of inventory that pretty unique to you, and others, if they don't know how to find it, right? And since you spend so much time on doing the sourcing, the tool will actually help you multiply the effort that you already been doing. Okay, so that's the sweet things that the tool can do for you. So I'm going to show you in the live demo, and of course, at the end there will be special offer, and then we'll have the Q&A. I hope that you have some question, unless I doing a very good job explaining everything along the way. You don't have any question, right? So I'm here. I can stay as long as Nick allow me to allow every himself. Then
Awesome. Yeah,
we'll be
that's
here.
sweet. I appreciate that, man. That's great.
Okay, cool. So let's get started. So a little bit about myself. I use this acronym. You will see I use acronym quite a bit. I am a seller, right? I break it down what that means so that you get to know me a little bit. Okay. Um, so first S is a seller. I am a seller, just like you. I've been selling on Amazon OAFBA since 2014. It's more than 10 years now, and I'm still doing staying in the trenches. I'm still actively selling OAFBA. No RA, no wholesales, no private label. So pretty much, if you share anything within the OA space or FBA, I pretty much know what's going on, right? So that's why put me in a situation I can offer some insights or I share from my experiences with people who are, just starting out, and I hope that would be helpful. And then the next thing is my background. I'm a 18 years electrical engineer in the Silicon Valley company, from established company to a startup company. So I went through pretty much all different type. And so what that means is I kind of it's a problem solving oriented. I like to tinker with different tools, hardware, software, and where I am today, while I'm selling on Amazon, as you know, I developed the software tool, the QuikFind extension. I also produce a lead list service called QuikList. All those things, it's about kind of what I like to do as a business owner, right? I like to tinker things, make things work, and come up with a solution to solve a pain point. Okay, so that's my background. You might have a different background, but that kind of give me the advantage, allow me to kind of expand on just selling on Amazon. Okay, and then L, learn. After 10 years, I'm still learning OA in the FBA space. So that's all because Amazon's always changing, right? I need to adapt to the changes. And I would love to learn from different people, different strategies. So last year, I had the chance to be part of the sourcing camp that Nick was running. I really like the part that Perry and Kim talks about the lean philosophy. So I'm going to talk about next, right? So learning is always ongoing. So even today, you're listening to me and Nate, but actually, as I'm preparing the material, I'm thinking about on your behalf. I'm most likely it's going to learn from you from the question that you're going to be asking later. It's always a learning experience for me. Okay. Now, selling on Amazon, we're doing applying different strategy. We put in the money, put in time, then we get the whole thing going. We see we receive the payout, we see the profit. Well, March 15 is the deadline for business. For some of the it depends on your business structure. March 15 is the deadline for file business tax, right? Some of it will be April 15. So by now, for those you already that you need to file the tax by March 15, you already know your profitability for 2024. Okay, so you might initially, in my experience, I throw in a lot of effort. It treating like my time. It just I have unlimited time, so I learn everything. I generate profit. However, it's not very efficient. So I want to be lean, right? Lean, that means I cut down all the waste. For example, I will cut down the hour I spend on Facebook just to look at the question and try to see what's the latest trend. That takes time. And also, if I use subscribing to multiple tools for online sourcing, I have to spend time to use each tool to do the sourcing. Do I need so many tools, so many methods in order to get so many leads? Probably not, right? So I want to be lean. So right now, after 10 years, I'm telling you, initially I just spent a lot of time, but now, in short, giving my budget, giving my time, here's what happened. I initially, before this year, at the end of this year, I spent up to 20K as a capital. And then my goal is to net 5,000 a month, right? So I did that. So 4 hours every day, 4 hours. So I have a 4 hours work week, right? Monday through Friday, 4 hours each day. And as an active seller, I spend 20K, make 5K. But this year I changed that. I I reduced to 5K, um, 5K a month. I want to squeeze 3,000 net. So let's go in the opposite direction. I want to spend less, but squeeze more profit, become even leaner, right? Become more efficient. And then engage. That's the next one. E. Um, I find out I I'm pretty confident about my ability, but I realized very quickly that I need to connect with people. I cannot have all the knowledge. People always have something that better than me. So I need to engage with the community, with other sellers like Nick, like yourself. If I already met you, one way or the other, I would love to engage with people. I have two Facebook groups, and then I'm in part of other Facebook groups, and then I engage with sellers in multiple ways. But I need to be a part of the community. I find that it's very rewarding. And then the last one is reflect. We're so busy. I mean, if we don't sit down, have a cup of coffee, just quietly talk to friends and reflect on things going on in business, we never know where we're heading, right? We might have a goal, we set it out to do, we'll bow our heads, roll up our sleeves, and keep working at it. But we need to, from time to time, regularly take a step back and spend time in reflecting on what's going on, right? So that means we have to be doing that on purpose. So that's me. I'm a seller, right? So I hope that you get the idea. If you want to look for me, I will be on my Facebook groups on so shoe sourcing online, as well as the QuikFind has its own official Facebook group. And then my YouTube channel, if you type in QuikFind, you will find me, right? The blue icon, you won't miss it. And then the website, actually contains all the information you want to know about me and what I'm doing. I have been serving the Amazon seller community since 2014. They're all in quicklist.com. Okay, so that's about me. Um, so let me. So this is the basically. the website, right? So the quick list, and then you can go to extension, and then you will be able to see the extension for more detail. Now, I want to talk about the what does the quick find do anyway, right? So I want to do a quick demo and see how easy, how quickly you can get it up and running and see the result. So I just randomly picked a very popular website, Walmart. Everybody knows Walmart, right? So I do not have the extension turned on at this moment. I just randomly choose, a pantry, looking at the condiment. So you can see it's a very typical catalog page on Walmart. Each one has its title, image, price at the moment, and then the question for seller would be, how do I know this one is listed on Amazon, and what would be the Amazon price? Can I make a profit? What are the competition landscape? All those essential questions we need to answer. Traditionally, we can do a copy the title, and then paste onto another browser tab, and then go to Amazon, and then back and forth. Or using an automation software, right? You can copy the URL and plug it in, and then you see what they come up with. Or there's some even tool like Napero. They actually go to Walmart to actually pre-scan the tool and just present the result to you. There are multiple ways of doing it, but the quick find doing it is different than all the other tool, and it aims to save you time and give you the enough information to make a decision right there on the spot on this page. So how do we do it? I think it's better showing you how to do it, right? So I'm come over here, click the extension. I'm going to enable it. So what's going to do, it's going to refresh this page, right? And then it's going to load the extension, load the data. You can see the blue dot going across the screen. That box display underneath each of them, it actually is the Amazon data I was just talking about. So you can see in the blink of an eye, you already see the data. Out of the four, the one on the left is profitable because you can see the green profit right there, right? It has all the essential data. I'm not going into depth for each one of them, but I do want to point out one thing. When you see the key bar graph, which is built in, keep in mind what kind of a sellability competition information you can see from just a glance at the small, now enlarged the key bar graph. I'm going to show you later on during the live demo how that become useful. You might not realize how powerful this little screen is. But anyway, the first four you see, but if I scroll down, all those information already been presented or injected by the extension. By the time you scroll all the way down, they're already there. At one glance, you already know which one has the potential. Of course, in practice, you need to go in and look at a little bit more, right? But the data you rely on, it's already been presented to you. So basically, the extension take the Amazon and Keepa data and bring it into directly the store for you. So it doesn't matter which store you're going into. Currently, the extension support 250 plus store at the moment. So basically, you go to any of them, and then you will see the same behavior. The extension will automatically detect the store you're in. If it is supported, it will immediately starting to grab the data and present it to you, just like this. Now, this is a quick intro to what the extension does. Basically, that's what it is. Nothing complicated, right? So later on during the live demo, and then I'm going to see the extension in action in more detail. But right now, it's just an intro. That's what it does. Bring in the data into the store and let you make a decision right there. No going to a different tab, no open up a new website or anything. It's right there. Okay. All right. So the next one is why we're talking about the extension. Why does it has anything to do with what's going on in the brand gating from Amazon? So recently, a while back, not too long ago, the beauty brand, major brand, right? The beauty brand, the shoe brand, like Clinique and all the different major brand all got gated, myself included, right? We're all in this together. And in the this week and last week, the end of the last week, I just realized um, I'm gated in all Nike products, shoes, apparel, accessories. Right? I've been selling Nike since 2014, and now it's being gated for me. I'm laughing because it's not because that's a good thing, but because I'm prepared for it, right? I'm going to show you later why. And then earlier, then there's Adidas gating, right? A lot of people selling Adidas and Nike, special people doing RA. They go to hit the outlet and they get a super good price. And now Adidas, for me, I think it's half gated. The newer shoes are gated for me, but I can still a lot. I can still sell a lot of apparel, accessory, and whatnot, and I'm happy with it. Right. So those are two major brands. So if you look at your inventory mix, you can see how the impact of major brand among your inventory being gated. And in the case of a Nike, I can still apply to ungate, but it's 100 unit for the approval, and I don't have there's no guarantee I will be ungated again. How can I survive without Nike? So the solution is whether that brand gating that's happening recently affecting you or not. All along with OA sourcing, right? OA is very unique because it's different than wholesales and private label, and we love it, right? And if you're here today, probably you already know why OA is a very good method, right? But in light of the brand gating or whatever Amazon throw at us, when it comes to OA sourcing, these three is what you need to do for all the OA seller. Okay. So you need to diversify. If you have already been diversified and you're being affected by brand gating, you need to think a little bit deeper in terms of what you mean by diversification. Okay, I'm going to get into that a little bit more with example. And then you need to differentiate. If multiple people they all are diversified their inventory, then how do you? They're probably using the similar method, similar tools for online sourcing. And how do you differentiate your inventory from other? Okay, and then we're all limited by time and budget, but within the same amount of the time, how can you multiply the result? Right? The same hour spent on sourcing, how can you find more profitable product than you are doing now? So those are the three DDM, right? Diversify, differentiate, and multiply. Okay, so we're going to be talking about that. So that's why we have a live event today, and because it's relevant to you and relevant to me. Okay. Okay, here comes the question. Usually, when people's thinking, "Oh, there's a new tool, there's a webinar or whatever, or podcast talks about a new tool," there must be the tool will be the best tool for whatever it aims to do. Right? QuikFind extension. It is a online product research tool. So, what is the best online sourcing tool? Now, it depends. Okay, different stage of the business, people do different things. So I don't know much about the audience at the moment. And hey, Nate, do you- what do you think the our audience today? I mean, I don't know any of them. Do you think they are what percentage or a majority of them? What kind of sales volume we're looking at? Do you think it's like anywhere between
Uh,
2 to
based
500K? What do you
on
think?
if folks here are also coming to sourcing camp, I don't have hard numbers for just like general public YouTube audiences, but I do have some hard numbers for sourcing camp. We've had a number of people sign up. About 70% of them fall into they sell between 20,000 and 100,000 per month.
Okay,
And then 20 to 30% are going to be a little bit lower than that.
I
Um,
see.
for public YouTube, it's probably going to be shifted down a little bit. So maybe like 30% are going to be above 20,000 a month, and 70% are going to be lower, and they're kind of still learning. But that's sort of my guess. But yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I think that's good. Thank you. Because what I'm going to talk about today actually will be relevant to you. If you are a figure OA sellers, and there are some OA seller at that level, and even at that level, let me give you an example. They would be doing different things than is what we talk about today will be relevant. So I have a client, multiple clients, they're doing 8 figures, right? OA. So the way they're doing at that level is very different than what I'm doing at my level. So what they are doing, they don't do much rapid trailing. They just go ahead. One of the strategy would be just go ahead and subscribe to 20 to 30 lead lists, and then just buy the top 10% of it, whatever that is, right? They have a massive capital, and they just go in and pick the best, and then they can buy in quantity, and then they just go ahead and run, right? But for people like what Nick said, if you are at around 100K or below, then what likely is going to happen is you might have a very small team. You have one or two VA, or domestically, you might have someone helping out in the warehouse if you have one. But most of us, basically, like me, I'm still a solo guy, right? I use a prep center and pretty much, but other than that, I do everything myself: sourcing, shipping, selling, and sustaining. All one person show, right? So if you're doing that, we do a different game. We pick different tool, right? And then will be sourcing differently than whoever doing 8 figures. Okay. Now another group, like what Nick just said, there may be some very new to the game, right? There's a lot of questions. There's a lot of material out on the internet. Now you're looking at all the different tool. What is the best for me, right? So what we're going to talk about today, it's relevant to you. So it depends. My tool, it may be the best for some people, but not necessary for others. And then you're going to see why. Okay, so it all depends. That's the answer. I'm not going to say QuikFind is the best tool. Don't get me wrong. Other tool is fantastic, right? But you just have to know which one to use. Okay. Before we dive into the live demo I mentioned earlier, there's some concepts, whether it's a beginner or people already been doing in the Amazon business for some time, and for people selling in a larger volume in OA. Okay, there's some concept. I hope that will be helpful to you. It's called your kit. What is your kit? Nate has a different kit. I have a different kit. Johnny over there has a different kit. What that means is it's your knowledge, your investment or capital for the business, and then your time. So let's talk about knowledge. You're here today. Probably the intention would be to acquire new knowledge because you know Nick, you know me, and then you know what we're doing, what we're good at, and then you want to say, I want to spend some time just to learn more about OA sourcing. Okay, that's acquisition of knowledge. You are pretty much already have some knowledge under your belt, which is great, right? Different people at different stage of the business have a different set of knowledge. But with the knowledge, then it comes with investment. If you are doing part-time in Amazon business because you still have a full-time job, so your investment will be very different than the person who's a full-time in doing Amazon business. Or you're starting out, you don't have much at all, right? Let's say you have a $500. That's all you have to begin with, right? So knowing the constraint of your budget, it's very important. If you go beyond that, likely you'll get into trouble. Maybe some of us already in trouble by looking at the March 15 business tax filing. Business is real. Numbers don't lie. We have to go by the number, and knowing how much you can spend and stick with it at this level is super important. Okay. So what I'm encouraging you to do, if you have not filed the business tax and you know you should, do it today. Do it today. Without knowing it, you just blindly throwing the money and hope you're going to be make a better, more profit, which is unlikely it's going to happen, right? So what's going to happen later? You're getting deeper and deeper into debt. It's very dangerous. Okay, I've seen enough during my coaching, so I want to encourage you: file your tax, know your number. If you are already in the red, you're not going to spend more money buying more inventory. You're going to look at ways to reduce your debt by move your inventory. Okay. Now, time. Of course, if I have a full-time job, maximum I have 10 to 15 hours a week working on the Amazon business, which is very different than somebody has 10 hours full-time on Amazon. So within the time constraint, there's certain things you can do and you cannot do, right? So first of all, we're limited by our knowledge, and then we're limited by our investment, and then we're limited by our time. Put your kit together, then you realize, oh, I am unique in all those three things. And my neighbor or my Facebook community, somebody else, when they post the orange bar, they have a different kit. I don't have to be concerned about my their kid, right? They're doing something, getting the result because they have their own unique knowledge, investment, and time. You have yours. You need to know yours. Once you do that, you feel, oh, okay, I might just take a bit longer than Sandy over there to achieve my goal, but that's okay. I'm working within my own framework, my own constraint. Now, knowing this, I hope that it give you the idea today. If nothing else, you go back and look at your own situation, your own kit. Okay, you already probably know enough. You don't have to watch any more YouTube video. What you need to do is roll up your sleeve and look at your budget and allocate a chunk of time each day and do the reps. Get the business done. All right. So this is very important. Okay. Now, once we're taking care of the kit, and then we talk about specifically, because QuikFind extension is about product sourcing online. So when we are sourcing online, what is our aim? What is your sourcing aim? What you try to accomplish? Obviously, I want to get buy inventories, right? So let me boil it down to this statement. Our aim for sourcing online is to acquire more desirable inventories than your budget and time can afford. Okay, let me break it down because each one means something. I want you to understand fully so that you'll be able to see, oh, that's why I need to choose a particular OA method. Okay, so now, first of all, to acquire, what that means is if you are a solo preneur, right? Solopreneur, you acquire, that means you actually go online every day within the time you allocate for doing the product sourcing. You're actively looking for inventory. It doesn't matter what tool, what services, what method you use. You need to actually do it, right? If you already have a small team with one VA, then you need to understand how you can do it yourself in order to pass your knowledge or supervise your VA to do the job, right? Don't skip the step. You need to go acquire that the inventory. You need to take that action and learn how to do it. It doesn't matter how long it takes. You need to know. Later on, when you grow, then you have a chance to pass on your knowledge. Not like, oh, I want to take the shortcut. I just hire a VA, they call sourcing VA, and I hope it will turn out great. Usually, the result will be the opposite of what you want. So to acquire inventory, spend the time, learn how to do it. If you don't know how to do Amazon to Amazon flips, if that's the right thing for you, right method for you to do, Do it. Learn as much as you can, right? Okay. The second one, to acquire more desirable inventory. Why more? What do you mean by more? If I have $1,000 budget today, why do I want to acquire more inventory? I already found enough inventory to use up my $1,000 budget, right? So here's the key. If let's say you find 10 OA leads today, it doesn't matter how you get it, right? Using automation tool, using lead list, using QuikFind extension, it doesn't matter. You find 10 leads, it doesn't matter what categories. Those 10 leads together with the quantity use up $1,000. Okay, so what the situation that you are in is this. You are being forced to buy those 10 leads. Think about it. You don't have 11, you don't have 12, only 10, and then 10 make up the 1,000. So you have no choice but spend 1,000 on those 10. So if you have more, what that means is, let's say you have double, you have 20 leads. And total together, if you have enough budget, the combination of those, the money to spend on the 20 lead, let's say it's 3,000, right? But you in reality, you only have a 1,000. And guess what? Now you can choose which of the 10 out of the 20 that you want to source. It's always good to put yourself in a situation to be able to choose what to buy. In order to do that, you need to find more inventory at the first place within the same amount of a time that you have allocated for sourcing today. Remember earlier, how do you have a competitive edge? That means you will be able, one of them will be able to find more leads than your next seller who using the same method only can find 10, but you can find 20 or more. So that's the significance of finding to acquire more inventory, right? If you're not there yet, it's okay. So you're going to learn something today. If you're already there, congratulations. Share with other people how you do it, right? So now, what kind of inventories? It's a desirable inventories. Okay. What does that mean? This is not just any inventory. When you're starting out, you're looking, I'm going to open to all inventory. I want to look at them. Yes, look at them, all inventory. But in reality, there are certain inventory you don't want to go into at the beginning, at least. For example, shoes and clothing. You don't want to get in there, right? It will eat up your budget and then you get stuck with a lot of returns. Obviously, you don't want to go into that category yet. So that's not desirable. But what are the desirable inventory? That is to you. For the beginner, at least they're ungated, right? So you just have to go through, do the reps and look through a lot of them and find them. Now, in the light of the brand gating that is happening at the moment, the desirable inventory obvious for people being affected, let's say for a shoe seller selling a lot in Adidas and Nike, what was desirable before, now because it's being gated, you cannot sell the inventory any longer. So your desirable inventory need to be changed. So what are the options? Should I go for the beauty? Or should I go for tool and home improvement? Whatever you need to do, there's a desirable inventory based on the situation, right? Now, the question will come, if I spend 4 hours a day to source shoes and shoes before, now I cannot sell the shoes, then what do I do? The same 4 hour, should I be sourcing more uh, less well-known brand athletic shoes, or should I be starting looking at more in the tool and home improvement or garden category? Which one? Or toys or video game, right? So you need to understand the desirable inventory is really tailored to your own situation, not just anyone. Okay, any inventories. So to acquire more inventories than your time and budget can afford. So this again, you can do more. Oftentimes, I have to admit, because I'm so passionate and I'm doing this full time, oftentimes I go beyond my limit, right? So what happened is the time I'm supposed to spend to do exercise, supposed to spend with my kids, my wife, my family. I take those time away. And for when it comes to spending, and I think many of us are using credit card, right? I mean, when you have a multiple credit card, even each one has a good credit lines, and then we can see the power of how we can buy inventories. Then there's a challenge. It's always tempting to use more than we're supposed to, on both time and budget. Okay, so that's why the key thing is lock down the time and budget can comfortably afford. Okay, but you acquire more inventory that you can choose what to buy. So that is the key. That is the aim. It's very particular, right? Not just a random statement. That's why I explain in detail of what those words mean. So I want you to keep that in mind. Now, all of a sudden, you probably already know, oh, gee, on average, I have $500 a day to spend, or $500 a month to spend, or a week. And now, actually, if I subtracting all the time I spend on watching social media video and all those things, my goodness, actually, I do have more time to focus in sourcing, right? You see, this statement will shape how you see your business, how you spend your money and time, and put yourself in a situation to achieve a better result, which is a profitability. Okay, so know your kids, understand what your online sourcing aim is. It will have a profound effect in choosing what service, what tool, what method in sourcing inventory online. Okay, this one that's will be later. so so what I meant to be put in the wrong location, what I meant to do is this one right here. Okay, I think it's time for the live demo. Okay, let me see, what time is it. Okay, so it's already 45 minutes in. I hope the time I spent on explaining the concept would be helpful. Nick, do we have any question at the moment?
Not so far. I think some live examples would be awesome. And then as if people
Okay.
have questions, they're welcome to throw that down in the chat.
All right, cool. All right, let's do it. Now, there are multiple ways of doing online sourcing, but if you look at them, it actually it doesn't matter how you get it. The key thing is to have a starting point. For example, if you're starting with a particular store that you're familiar with, for example, you go to the Walmart pantry and look at the condiment, you know this really well. You have a starting point. So you're looking at some specific product, but maybe you like the Amazon to Amazon flip. You go to Keeper, you look at the Keeper deals, and then you'll be able to identify a particular product with potential. That is a starting point. Okay, so I'm doing a Amazon to Amazon flip series on my YouTube channel, the QuikFinds YouTube channel. You can follow. It's a part 4 right now. I think it's a fantastic way for people to look into finding profitable inventory that Amazon offer and put on sale. And if you're using automation tool like Technical Arbitrage, Nepedo, and Arbitrage Hero, the starting point is when they present you with the result, you're looking at one of the result. That is a starting point. Okay. Now, if you are looking at Google Shopping, right, and you can see all the different item are on sale because they advertise on Google Shopping. Now, when you look at one of them, you have a starting point. Okay. And if you using a lead list, right? Every day you open up this spreadsheet. There you go. Today it's Wednesday. Now you have Tuesday. You have a lead list right in front of you, and then you look at each one of them. That is a starting point. And then if you have been selling on Amazon every day, if you go into Seller Central and you look at your order in the past day, and then you see you have so many items, X number of items being sold. Each one of them, it's a starting point. So it doesn't matter where you begin with, you have a starting point. It all comes down to something very simple. Um, I'm just use this as an example. Okay, right here. Let me go to this one. It doesn't matter what it is. So this is a lit list. I'm using that. I think it's easier to explain what I just said earlier. The different way people doing product online resourcing, but they all have a starting point. And if you export, put all those the lead that you find through those methods, it put on a Google sheet. It will be Google Sheets. It will be looking something like this, right? With the essential information. Now, here's where the QuikFind extension magic is going to happen. Okay, it doesn't matter. This particular one is I'm training a VA, and I'm gathering the lead list from the VA. I'm evaluating them, and so I use it as an example. So remember, the solution to whatever Amazon's doing is three things: DDM, diversify, differentiate, and multiply. You're looking at all the leads right here. It's the starting point. And how do you diversify from here? How do you differentiate finding additional product from here? And how do you multiply to find more product faster within the same amount of time you allocate for product sourcing? So I'm going to show you. Okay. So for example, right here, the starting point is it doesn't matter however you find it. You find something from Walmart. Okay. All right. You find this particular one from Walmart. So this one's on sale earlier, but now it's out of stock, right? Okay. So you find this one, and how did you diversify? For example, diversify, that means you are within this particular toy, you're looking at a couple things. Did I miss one of the thing I want to show? Is that right here? Let me go back. I think I might have deleted, but anyway, I'm going to talk about it. I want you to remember another, not acronym, but it's easy to remember. It's like a television channel, CBS, right? Um, for every item, it comes with three things. If you look at the title, there will be category the product is in, there will be the brand the product belongs to, and then the store the product is found. Those are the CBS. When you look at this product, it's out of stock. What can you do, right? You don't stop here. You have a chance to diversify, differentiate, and multiply. Here's how you're going to do. So what you're going to do is, this is in Walmart. See, it's a category. It's a toy category, right? And then the brand is the Imagine Next, and then the store is Walmart. You can see those CBS as the three rabbit trail and go down the trail. Now the question that will come to your mind is, what if I go down? Let's go to the Imagine Next. Okay. So the Imagine Next, I have 741 on Walmart. How the heck I have time to go through 741? It would be nice. I can go through them quickly, right? So here's how you diversify. In the sense of diversify within the Imagine Next brand, right? So you go to Walmart, right? And people usually they stop right here. Oh, and no longer in it's out of stock. But if you know what to do, you come here to say, okay, I bring up all the Imagine Next product, a toy currently selling on Walmart, and then I want to see if Walmart is selling 207 of them, and then I narrowed it down by showing only those Walmart have in stock. Now I have 204. And how do I go through 204 quickly? Remember, you are constrained by time and budget. If you have, let's say you have $100 a day budget, how many, if any of the 204 toy from Imagine Next that you're going to eat up your $100 budget? You don't need that many, right? So the key thing, how do you go through the 204 Imagine Next, at least some of it, that you will be able to find additional one. At this moment, you are already ahead of a lot of people because they already can move on because they see it's out of stock. But you stick with the game. You know how to do this, and that's you can either copy this URL and plug into TA on the panel and let it run it for you, and you just wait for the result. But you can choose to use the QuikFind extension. By the time I'm talking to you right now, you can see the data as I showed earlier. It's already been loaded for you. If I can go down this as quickly as possible, I already know this page, none of them is profitable for me. And guess what happened? The person who stopped right here will never be able to go through the 204 and with let's say about 24 on this page, right? So if one of them is profitable, then you're already ahead of the game. And most of the time, often you will find that you will find multiple items because you're doing this exercise. So if you go to the next page, so you are going to the next set of 24, and then you can see the data right there for you. Okay, I'm going over this very quickly without going into the detail of what they are and everything. Just keep this in mind. On Amazon, the data you are looking at, actually there are many data, right? Keep by just looking at it can be very overwhelming. However, the extension, the QuikFind extension, boiled it down to another acronym. I called it MAPS, MAPS. That stands for those are the four things when you ever evaluate a particular product. For example, this one. Number one, it's a matchability. You want to make sure you can find the same exact match on Amazon. Amazon, it is selling it, has a listing for it. Number two, you want to make sure Walmart has the stock for you to buy today. Well, if in case it's out of stock, you can set an alert when it comes back to in stock. You can be alerted for it, right? But most of the time, you want to buy it now. If Walmart has in stock, then you're in business. Number three, which is the P, is it profitable? Obviously, right? It's a profitable. Number S, the number four is sellability. What do I need to know about my competition? Is Amazon selling this particular item? And how many people are selling it? How many FBA? How many FBM? What does the keeper graph look like? And whether there any drops? There's any sold X number in the past 30 days? And all those things are actually all squeezed into a single data box. It's already there for you. Okay, it's all those essential. The maps data is already built in. Now, this is one way to say, okay, from this one, starting with the Walmart, one item, by the time I get to it, it's already out of stock. But because I'm looking through other 204 of a product under the same brand, I am ahead of the game by looking through multiple of them, if not all 204. So if I find additional one, then I'm ahead of the game. I differentiate myself. I diversify within the same brand and differentiate myself from other seller who do not have QuikFind extension to look through the additional toy under this brand, right? How did you multiply? Obviously, you can see how you multiply because you begin what might seems to be a loss from this one. Now you're actually finding multiple product from the same brand. You actually multiply your finding. Okay, So that's the concept. How you diversify within the brand, differentiate yourself from others seller by taking this simple step and let the tool do the heavy lifting for you, and then you'll be able to likely often multiply your finding, your result. Okay, so let's take on to the next one. Let's go to a another one. It's called the let's close it down to Walmart. We're done with Walmart. Then let's go to the next one right here. Okay. So this one is selling shoes. That means, this is another one. It's not shoes. And make it easy. Another one supported by the Chrome extension. Let's say this one. Oh, its starting point. I find this one is on sale, $19.99, and Amazon is selling at how much? $40. Okay, for example. Then you go there and buy it. Now, are you ready to move on to the next one? Maybe, because that's what you have been doing, but armed with the knowledge that you learned today and with the tool, here's what you can do to diversify. Again, you can look at this one, transformer, right? So, and guess what? If I search for a transformer in this particular store, oh, look, it has 4 additional ones. They look very similar, right? Okay. So even though at first glance, none of them is profitable, given the price at the moment. But, and guess what? How do you know they're not profitable? Because you look at it, and you look at it by using the little extension, QikFind extension. So even though you don't find it, you're still ahead of other people, because other people, they don't even have a chance to find additional one if one of the 4 is profitable. You see the power? It's about looking at a group of the stuff, a pile of the leads. With the extension, you'll be able to sift through quickly, right? So you always have in a position to find something that's profitable, but it's invisible. It couldn't be found by people who do not go through this method. Okay, so in this case, remember the CBS, the category. Now, in this, because this store is supporting by the extension, the category is toy. So if you go over here, you look at the game, right? So you can potentially go to, for example, clearance in the game section. Okay, and this one does not have it, but let's say we go to let's pick one of them. Let's say we see if we can find some sale. Okay. There's some toys in here, for example, and then you'll be able to go dig in to use the extension because it, let's say, belongs to the same category, right? The CBS, the category. So with the extension, you'll be able to come in here to say, okay, I want to see any other product within this particular in this store under the category of toy. I'll be able to find additional item. Okay, you see how quickly you can go glance through to look for things that might be of your interest. Okay, now CBS category, a brand. So we look at the transformer, the brand, let's say it's the brand. We saw that. And in the store, now you are in this particular store, maybe there's a specific sales right here. Then you let the trail take you to the sales section and repeat the same process. Let the extension bring in the data onto the store for you. And then you will be able to find additional product that are profitable, that other people will simply pass it on. Okay, so that is the power, right? Okay, so now what we can do, you can see the actual, one of the things that, so we'll talk about basically, this is like a lead list. We cover multiple way of doing it. Let me go to a different way. Okay. keep a product finder. And then let's take a look at the deals, right? We talk about one of the starting point is Amazon to Amazon flips. So here's actually what I'm doing every day. I check it multiple times a day and be mindful of my time and my budget, right? So sometimes when I'm in a situation, I have more leads than my budget can buy and time. So, but I will just a tip, even though you use up your budget, if you still have time left, you should continue to do the sourcing. Whatever item you find, you can put it in your database. You can revisit the next day when you have the budget, and then you are ahead of the game, right? So don't stop when you use up your budget and you still have time. So that is a tip I would like to give out. So in this starting point would be for people who are new to Amazon Flip, one of the way that you want to look for item that Amazon has on sale is to see if Amazon is price matching another online retailer like Macy's, like Best Buy, Walmart. That happen frequently, right? So the idea would be when the other online retailer finish up with the sales, the price go back to normal. Amazon's price likely will follow suit, will go back up, and that's how you make the money from Amazon to Amazon flips. So you can particularly look for those. So let's say we already have everything set up. If you want more information, just go to my YouTube channel, QikFinds YouTube channel. I have a specific playlist showing you how to do the A2A in detail. But I want to quickly go through. I just go through. We have 14 of how many? We have a lot, but let's shrink it down to look at the shoes and clothing, and then we have 70 that I have not reviewed today, right? So if I'm going through each one of them, let me show you what's going to, how you're going to follow the rabbit trail. For example, this one, if I look at it, the keeper graph looks good. So I'm going to take a look at this one. And guess what? I want the Amazon is price matching Nine West, which is the brand official site. So I'm using a ref seller. So I will go to the Google Shopping to see who is selling at this particular price, which is $39.60, right? 39.60. If I have this one, I don't see the one that Amazon has. This one. So first of all, the way the starting point is from Keepa. So we found these shoes. We want to look into it. Now, how do we diversify, differentiate, and multiply? Here's what you need to do. Number one, you want to see who else might be selling the same item. Assuming this is the one close to what we actually is this one right here, right? You can see this is the one. So you can see the multiple store, the brand's own store, Amazon, and then Shoe Carnival, Kohl's, Macy. At this point, if you are only looking at one particular store like Nine West, then you want to do more, right? To diversify within the same shoe, you can potentially look at Shoe Carnival, Kohl's, or Macy, or even more store. It shows right here, Shop Simon, Walmart, right? Okay, so here's the extension can do for you in this case. You can see the blue icon right there. So that means when you see that, this particular store, Nine West, the official brand's own website, is supported by the extension. So if you go there, you will be able to use the extension, do exactly the same thing I showed you earlier with the two other store. You can follow the rabbit trail. You go to the store, right? Remember CBS, category, brand, and store. You go to the Nine West store, or you go to the store Shoe Carnival and see what Shoe Carnival has to offer for the brand Nine West, or go to Kohl's, Macy's, or Shop Simons. You see how that goes? Now, to differentiate, that means people just go to Nine West, or they don't see the 3960, they just move on, right? And go back to Amazon. But now, on with the tool, you can follow the rapid trail to go to any of the store. And when you do that, you differentiate yourself. You're looking at different store more than other people. And because the speed and efficiency of the extension, you don't spend any extra much of the extra time to do it, right? It does not mean when you go to Kohl's, you're going to look at the entire catalog of Nine West shoes. You don't have to. You can use the store filter to narrow it down to just a handful of them, and you look at them. And guess what? You're way ahead of a other seller because you're doing that. Others are not doing it. That's how you gain the competitive edge. So that, and then the fun thing is, if you on Amazon, if you hover over this one, will bring in the extension, bring in the keeper data, and let you look at it. Earlier, I said, hey, how much information you can extract from by looking at the small keeper graph. Let me tell you right now is that it has a tons of the sellability data. By looking at the smaller keeper graph, you can see the sales rank. You can see Amazon is selling it. You can see how the BSR, the sales rank fluctuate over the past 90 days. And then you can see a little bit difficult to read. You can see how many new sellers are selling it, whether they are FBA or FBM, on what are their lowest selling price. Those are very useful sellability information. Without doing anything, you gain the insight by just looking at the keeper graph. Now, if you want to, a quick tips, I don't have a calculator built into this. Usually, when we are searching, going through a lot of product quickly, mental math, basic mental math will come in handy. So here's what I would do. If I'm looking at this particular shoe, let's say it's in the Nine West, it is selling at 3960. In my mind, I would be thinking, I hope the Amazon is selling it at twice as much, right? So that would be about $80. So if I come over and see Amazon seeing it's a 67.93, and then I hover over to see the keeper graph, to see that, oh, look at Amazon actually is selling at some point around $80, right? So $80 is about half of, twice as the 3960. So the mental math tells me I can get a pretty nice profit because it's selling above $25. The Amazon fee has less effect on the profit, right? So that's how you can utilize the keeper graph along with the store and Amazon price to make a quick decision. So doing that, I spend some time to explain it. But in reality, when I'm doing it, checking the keeper, everything, each one of them, I spend less than 30 seconds, right? You get good at it when you have the process down and know the information you have readily in hand, such as those provided by the QuikFind extension. Okay, so that's one example of using Amazon to Amazon flip. That's a starting point. And let's go back to this one. If I can go down the list, you can see different store. Now, different store has a different personality. You can, using the extension, if you come over here, right? So you click the extension, you can see the 250 plus store that is supporting. Any of them, if you click it, it would take you there. And then what you saw earlier, how they display the maps data inside the extensions data box, it will be the same, right? So that's what it's a standalone extension. You can use it without any other additional tool. However, if you're using Amazon, you're doing the Amazon to Amazon flips, or you're using a TA or using a pedal, they give you the starting point, and then you can come to a list. Imagine instead of a Google Sheets, you see a dashboard from Tactical Arbitrage or dashboard from Nepero, it would be the same thing. You look at a single product, and then you're using the method I demonstrated earlier. You follow the CBS. Go check out the category because of that particular product belongs to, and then check out the brand of that product and see what other product under the same brand are carried by the same store. You are way ahead, 3 times ahead of your competition or other sellers by doing that, right? So everything here I'm talking about, if I go back to see this one, whether you're in affected by the Amazon's latest policy or not, it's always good to diversify. It's always good to find ways to differentiate yourself as a seller and always look for ways so that within the same amount of the time, you will be able to multiply your effort because you have a good starting point, right? Remember, the key to the what is the other one? Uh, okay. The goal of whatever method that you're using, you learn today or what you already know is to acquire more desirable inventory than your time and budget can afford. Okay. So there were more, if I want to show you in more detail, they will take more time, right? So I'm looking at the time right now. It's an hour and 15 minutes. And Nick, do I have any questions from the audience about anything I talk
I
about?
didn't see any questions pop up yet. If you guys do have questions, feel free to drop them in. I've seen a ton of people who are like, "Oh yeah, I've got Facebook over here and then YouTube over here." So I see like, "I love QikFinds. It's my favorite extension. Love it. Great tool. Really improved my." So it's all just people raving about it.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I love what you're saying as far as like using your time efficiently because there's only so many hours in the day that you can go sourcing. And usually people are bottlenecked by either their money or their time. And being able to spend your money better in less time sort of fixes both of those problems. And that's part of the reason why I've really enjoyed using QuickFinds because I just feel like it's not like some silver bullet, which all of a sudden makes me fantastic at sourcing. It just cuts down my time so drastically when I'm sourcing through stuff. So yeah, I've really been impressed by what I've seen. And you have so many websites in it. It's wild. I'll be like on some random hole in the wall website. It's like, oh, QuickFinds works for this. Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we hope that by the end of 2025, I'm thinking at least we have a 365 store, so you can go to one store at a day each day, and that will be fun. I think the key is this, right? Um, you don't if For example, after you're watching today the live event, if you look at your own sourcing workflow right now, if you are already at the point that you have more lead than your budget and time can afford, then good, you don't have to do anything, right? If you're not, I hope that you start thinking about that, right? Because your time is never free. So you want to be optimal about use of your time and budget, right? So yeah, manual sourcing, the key benefit is that people are doing something other, looking for a shortcut. Basically, that's what happened, right? In uh, in comparison, the automation tool, the huge benefit is it's massive scanning, so it can extract a lot of the result very quickly. So as a development, with developing the tool, I might realize something that normal people would not realize. Here's what happened, right? It's all about how to leverage the pros and cons of different methods. So between manual and automation, the the automation excel in less effort in the seller's part. Now, as you know, the less effort, oftentimes there's a risk associated with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm using this tool, it gather me everything. I don't have to dig through and look through everything, right? And then I just pass on to my VA and do whatever it do whatever it takes. And then so the risk is you don't you're not able to analyze a deal as critically as when you're doing manual sourcing. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And that's where your
And
differentiate comes into play. That
yes,
DDM, that's huge.
yes. So I have an acronym for that too, as you can come to know me. It's called MAD, MAD. With that's the downside of automation tool. It doesn't matter what that is, right? Uh, MAD stands for uh, missing deal, mismatch product. A stands for availability information being missed during the scan, and D stands for discount. And all those four issues can be resolved in manual sourcing at the store itself. For example, you're at the store at the Walmart, you're looking at the store, you see exactly the product. You're not missing any single one of them, right? If you're using the QuikFind extension, you scroll it down, you see 100%. You're not missing anything. What happened is the extension itself, it do extract, scrape the particular store and extract the UPC, whatever, right? But when automation tool, they go out and scrape a, a lot of multiple store at the same time at the speed it happened, is subjected to the same challenge the QuikFind extension which will face. It is the store has a different mechanism to say, I don't like being scraped. I want to put you on hold. And then you can skip, you can do it again. And guess what's going to happen when that happens with an automation tool? They have to move on to something else and come back or whatever strategy they use. As a result of that, you will miss the deal. It just will happen because the website itself have put up a barrier, right? So if here's what happened, I tried different tool. I just want to see. I really like it, right? And if you scan the same URL multiple times, you get different result at
Mm.
different time. But if you go to the store itself, the page, maybe earlier we see 204 item. If you manually go through them, you see 204. But using automation tool, you might get different number, maybe 159 or maybe
Mm.
179. You never know. But while you're at the store, you see everything. Now, mismatch. The automation tool with the AI, they try to match for you because it's doing the heavy lifting for you. However, here's the complaint I have for TA is that if I set my matching criteria to be 70%, there is a setting in TA, right? And then it return, let's say 500 item. And guess what I'm going to do with the 500 item? I'm not going to say, show me the one that has, it's 80%. But in order for me to go through all of them, I have to go through all 500 of them. I don't know which one is it's a 50% or which one is 85% a matching or 95. It's just more than 70. I have to go through all of them, right? So, but when you at the store with the UPC, like Walmart, you can see exactly what you're looking at. You know right away whether it's a perfect match. It is a perfect match if it's a UPC, right? And then availability. And guess what happened? At the Walmart, you're using the store filter. They say, I want only show me the product that I sold by Walmart, not Walmart third-party seller. And then only show me the product that is currently in stock. And guess what? Everything I see, it will be in stock and sold by Walmart. I cut down the time I have to go screen through the other couple hundred. It's not doesn't fit that criteria, right? Not just a Walmart, every other store. So the same thing with it's difficult with the automation tool and now discount. And if you go to Walgreens, just one beauty category, you can see buy one get one free. Oh, that one's a buy one 50%. Oh, this one has
Mhm.
additional $5 off, whatever. Automation tool cannot detect those. But
Uh-huh.
when you at the store, it's right in front of you. You can see it clearly. You cut down the time to say, "Oh, I found this great tool, a great item from the massive scan." But when I go to the store, gee, the discount doesn't fit, or it's no longer available. And guess what happened? Your time spent in hoping that will work, right? So this is the beauty of manual sourcing. And we just need to say, okay, how can we do it more efficiently? And that's what the extension try to fill up the gap to be able to have a different approach because some not everybody has $1 million a day budget, right? So depends on your budget. If whatever the automation tool you're using is already working for you, you already find more leads than your budget and time allow, keep doing it. It's fine. It works, right? But if you're looking at a different angle, you see you can do better with a manual sourcing. Then here's an opportunity to do it more efficiently, right? So that's I think understand the strength, the pros and cons of each method will really help over time. It will come down to your own workflow that will work efficiently for you so that you can keep reducing the hour you spend on as a seller, like what I'm
Mhm.
doing, right? Down to 2 hours a day is still net 3,000. That's my goal right now. So what happened to the other 6 hour I just spent on doing other things like training VA, building a bigger team, and develop a better software on the side. Those are the things that we actually I encourage people to think about. What if Amazon shut you out as a seller, third-party seller? What are you going to do?
Mhm.
What are your options, right? So always think ahead of the time. Why everything goes well, that's the best time to think about something else. And so I hope this will be uh, the process that I have been follow and learn through the hard way in the past 10 years. But I understand it's not easy, right? I mean, business itself, it's always been difficult. But with people like Nate and then really passionate about sharing the different ways of doing it and encouraging people to follow through, be disciplined enough, and be held accountable for their own success, you're doing the things that you're pushing people along the way, encourage them, right? So I
Mhm.
think that's why I like working with Nick, because we understand the reality of a business, and we understand all the hard work that need to be put in order to achieve the result. So I think I hope today we talk about the different way, and yeah, so I'm ready for some special offers if people are interested. No.
Yeah, I shot the link. I'll put it one more time here. I'll put this link into chat. If you guys wanted to grab his extension. Whoops, that's the YouTube. I was sending people your YouTube channel while you were talking. Give me a second
Yeah,
and I'll
YouTube
put that.
channel will have the link anyway, but I'll put it on the. If you can share my screen, I think I will
Yes, here
make
we
it easier
go.
for people. All right,
Perfect.
so you're looking at the QuickList website, right? If you type in quicklist.com, it will be redirected to this platform. It's called the Podia. I host my website on this platform. So it's a quicklist.pd podia.com. But if you type in quicklist.com, it will be redirected over here. Looking at in what you're looking at is the new starter program. So the special offer actually, there are multiple ways I can offer to let people try the extension if you're new to it, right? So I have a starter program, so you can utilize this, and then we can do it something differently. So it's geared for newer seller, but for veteran sellers, you can utilize this as for the special offer because you spend the time with me and Nick today. So I want to get you a quick start and try the quick find extension. Here's what's going to happen. If you click it, at the end, there will be a apply today, right? So what the program does is, I give you a 50% off everything that I have and the lead list and the quick find extension. In the quick list and the quick find extension, they have a different option too, but they're going to be 50% off. Um, Even after today's special offer period, let's say after the end of next week, um, if you qualify, if you've been within a year, between 6 to 12 months, if you're at that point, you just get 50% off. Okay. The reason I want to do that is you go through 6 months, first 6 months of agony, struggle, because you show yourself you're actually mean is serious about building the Amazon business. But you have a question, you want to be more efficient. So I offer this as a special starter program. You get 50% off. Okay. That's just already there. Nothing special about that. But this offer is you don't have to today. If you're here, you watch this, um, and then you come to say, "Hey, I'm one of the audience for your live event." So you're not required to for the 6 months and 12 months restriction. You just get the 50% off lead list and the quick find extension. Okay. So I would say that it's going to end the special offer, the end by next Friday. Okay. So you have a week to think about. Now, on top of it, you get 50%. I want you to give you, in addition to the standard 7-day trial, the lead list that do not have a trial, just the quick find extension. Instead of a 7-day, it's the standard trial. I give you 1 month, one full month to try any option under the quick find extension. Okay, so number one, you don't have to be your Amazon as a seller. You don't have to be your length of times running the Amazon business does not have to be between 6 to 12 months. I mean, however long you've been a seller, you can still enjoy that 50% off if you want to pick one. And I'll give you 1 month, full 30-day trial. You don't have to pay anything. You get 3 times more length of time to try it. So all you need to do is I need to kind of let people come in so I know that will be the right fit for them. You just go ahead and click apply today and fill out your information and then tell me what you would like to do, and then I will get you in. So I think that's the easiest way to leverage off what's already there. And for thank you as a thank you for being here today and see what the extension can do, and potentially I would like to help you if you want to give it a shot. And who knows, right? This might become your favorite tool, or at least it let you know what's available out there, and then you have a comparison. Maybe you stick with whatever sourcing workflow that you already built. I'm happy for you, right? So as long as you'll be able to find more inventory, desirable inventory, than your time and budget can afford, I'm really happy for you, and thank you for being here. So does it make sense, Nick?
Yeah, no, that's great. I'm a huge proponent of this, like, and we talk about this in sourcing camp. Like, there's so many tools out there. People kind of get this shiny object syndrome. Usually, the best tool for you is just the tool that you use. If you
Mm-hmm.
use it and it's working, then use it
Mm-hmm.
more. And so I'm a
Yes.
big proponent of, like, throw the spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks. Sign up for some free trials. Try QuikFinds for a month. I mean, that's huge. Try this out. If it's working great for you, awesome. If it didn't, awesome. There's so many ways to make $1 million on Amazon, or $100,000 or $10,000, like whatever you're trying to make. There's so many different ways of doing that. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think this is things like this to me seem kind of like a no-brainer, even if people don't end up using it in the future. Like, just use it for a month. You're gonna find some stuff. So there you go. It sort of paid for your time. And if you find a lot of stuff, then sweet, stick with it. And if not, that's cool too. There's so many options, so many ways to do this.
Yeah, I'm glad. I mean, just the one thing I see as a new seller when you on your way to grow your Amazon business, um, I feel that I think if I one of the takeaway would be the three things I call it a triple A. At right now, me, Nick, and everybody else, we need to acquire necessary knowledge, right? The acquisition period. And then once you acquire the knowledge, you need to base on your own kit, your situation, to apply that knowledge
Mm-hmm.
you acquire, right? That's the application phase. But ultimately, the deciding factor is the whether you're able to hold yourself accountable or with some extra help through coaching, mentoring or whatever, that hold you accountable for your own success. So the triple A would be you acquire the knowledge you need, and then you apply the knowledge that you acquire, and then you'll be held accountable to apply the knowledge that you acquire. So when that happens, and you repeat that, then you will be able to see the result for yourself and gain more confidence, right? So I think I just hope that today and in the days to come, I will see some of you if you're in Nate's sourcing camp. I think I emphasize the best tool is the tool that fit your situation, right? We're here to share the knowledge, but we'll also try to help you to apply whatever knowledge you have, whether it's relevant to you, right? So they're only relevant because you can just see the result and stick with it, right? So we're here to help, and Nick has a great channel. I mean, I just recently they go crazy on the different, a way of making money. I really enjoy watching those, and my YouTube channel and probably other expert they have their own YouTube channel. It is a way for us to start the journey. So I just thank you for the time you spend with me, and I appreciate Nate for having me. It's been fun, and I just say I'm in the trenches just with all of you, right? Whatever Amazon puts out, I'm there. I'm being affected too. So we're in this together, and I just hope that we can help each other. And I'm looking to learn from each one of you as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Now I'm gonna finish this with a challenge to you all. Okay, so you guys all just sat here for an hour and a half listening to Quincy show us awesome sourcing ideas, techniques using this tool, all that stuff. With this triple A in mind, so you've acquired some new knowledge, hopefully, or maybe a couple little golden nuggets, or maybe it was all brand new. You're like, oh my gosh, you're like drinking from the fire hose. I want you, since you just spent an hour and a half listening to this, I want you to like set a stopwatch. If you don't need to go to bed for the next hour and a half, or if there's time tomorrow or something, set a stopwatch for yourself for another 90 minutes and give yourself back that same time to apply everything that you're doing. That's something huge that we always talk about in sourcing camp. We actually have sessions built into sourcing camp coming up where it's like, okay, stop what you're doing. We're going to stop learning. I'm not going to teach you anything. Here's 3 hours. We are going to source together. I'm not going to say anything. We're just going to do this together. And this is your time. Like if people commit that much time to learning, they got to commit some time to doing so we don't get stuck in this analysis paralysis. Yeah. DMAC on YouTube said, how do we get that discount? It's just right. It's just directly on the website, right? If I understood what you were saying correctly.
Yes, you fill out a form, and then so that I know what you want, and then so those are the special discount by at the end of next week by Friday, and then I will help you out because everybody's a little different. I can structure it in a way that makes sense for you, right? So I'm all open to let you try it, to see for yourself if it's suitable for you. If not, it's absolutely okay. Now, Nate, I want to put one challenge. Actually, for people who are willing to take on the challenge, I let you use the extension for free for 6 months. So here's the challenge. If Now, of course, you need to know your time and your budget limit, right? Within that, if you are able to commit to find one qualified leads using the extension, if you can commit to do that for 6 months, I'm going to let you use the extension for free. Okay. Now the challenge, of course, there's a little bit more details, but if you want to do it and you hear this from this webinar, then when you click the apply today, in the comment section, just mention, hey, you mentioned that challenge, get it for free, as long as I can commit to find 1 leads per day. How does it work? I'll fill you in, because that is a unique challenge. Because only when you put the commitment and see for yourself, you actually can do it. If you don't, I'm here to show you what's wrong. I mean, what can be improved. That's my commitment through that challenge. Okay, so I just want to throw it out there because Nick, I really
I
like
love that. Yeah, I
the
like
way you
that.
said it.
That's great. Awesome. All right. Well, if you guys are interested in grabbing QikFinds, again, it's a great tool. It's one of the newer tools to me that I've been liking the past couple months. So we've got links there in the chat. If you're watching the replay, I'll put this in the description as well. If you're interested in signing up for Sourcing Camp, it's coming up. It starts next Friday. It runs for 10 days. We're going to have like 50, 60 hours of sessions like this with lots of different active sellers, people in the trenches showing how this is done. Not like the fluffy sort of top of funnel stuff that you get from like a YouTube episode, but the really nitty gritty, like, let me just go to the store with this $1 million seller and see what they're buying, where they're buying it, how they're buying it, and their thought process. So if you want to look over the shoulder of people while they're doing all that, check out Sourcing Camp. I'll put the QR code. It's right there above Quincy's head. But yeah, that's all from us, folks. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and I hope to see you later. All right, go make some money.
Thank you, everyone.